Romance, 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 and just romance. What's not to laugh about? Sometimes you want to take a break from all these fantasy, action and comedy manga and just want to read a good romance between two or more people. Even if manga and anime romance tend to have these dense bricks as a main couple, where the progress is comparable to a literal brick during a sunny day. I'm currently watching this show based on Imperial China that has me pulling teeth in how slow the progress is.
天下英雄，唯有刘备和曹操。
Just fuck already! I'm usually more forgiving to pure romance series when they take things slow, but this is just ridiculous. Kidding aside, this negative trait is more easily pointed at dozen romantic comedy manga that just go on and tease the reader for hundreds of chapters before any progress is made. The worst part in all of that is the series usually ends right after. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just glaring at Tomo-chan for no reason at all. Not every manga can be Kaguya-sama Love is War or My Beloved Itsu Watashi wa that continue well after the main couple gets together. Still, both Kaguya-sama and Vampire are romantic comedies and not pure romance manga. Like the topic of today's video, they are manga's little darling, Kaoru Hana wa Rin to Saku, or The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. And the manga has hit 100 chapters over a month ago, and it's still ongoing. The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity is a story about the blooming love, get it, of our main high school characters, juvenile bad boy Rintaro and the sweetest thing known to man, Kaoru. Yes, this is a romance about two high schoolers, and I can already see you rolling your eyes, but stay with me, it's worth it. But if you're looking for romance manga with adult characters, then anything from Yamada Kintetsu is a big recommendation from me. Try this one. It's the shortest and has least amount of package in it. No, I will not elaborate further. Just read them. Also, before I jump in, I should warn you that I will be spoiling parts of the story, but definitely not everything. But now is a good time to pause the video and get your hands on the manga if you want to go completely spoiler free. To best describe Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity is that the story revolves around insecurities, prejudice or the lack of, and relationship of our main characters Rintaro and Kaoru. There is no fat here, so to speak. Every character in the story is essential to the story, some little less, and some haven't had their moments yet. Rintaro is a tall insecure boy that goes to the young juvenile boys' school, and Kaoru is a sweet cinnamon bun that goes to the fancy female private school opposite of Rintaro's school. That's how you get these iconic shots. By a chance meeting, those two hook up and start a friendship that slowly blossoms into a relationship. Even if I don't like the initial conflict that sets the gears in motion during chapter 1, it could have been much worse, and there is a payoff for a bit later, but it is melodramatic. That's actually a good description. To call this manga melodramatic is a bit of an understatement. Here is a fun drinking game for you. Take a shot every time someone apologizes or thanks someone. You'd be dead before the 10th chapter if this sorry counter that someone over at our manga made is to be believed. Don't let that fool you though. There are great moments of payoff during the story, and the melodrama definitely adds to that at points. Take for example our main boy Rintaro and his friend group. Due to past trauma, Rintaro has built this wall around himself that doesn't let him talk about his feelings and problems to his friends. So much so that he feels insecure enough that he can't tell them that he is seeing someone, even when it's shown multiple times that his friends are just waiting for him to tell them that something is up. This does put some friction between the group, and at points it's really played up, but it never took me out of the story. Kaoru's story is a bit different. She feels embarrassed to talk to her friends that he is seeing someone, but that has to do more with the fact that there is a toxic rivalry between the schools that has been built up by the teachers of Kaoru's school. I can sort of see how this rivalry has been built up, and the teachers might have the best intentions of their students at heart, but it feels artificial. Kaoru herself has no prejudice towards anyone at Chidori, and the conflict between her and Rintaro's friends does get resolved in a satisfying manner. Turns out it was teenage insecurities at the heart of it once again, and the author does very well portraying that angst. While there are moments with our teenage cast that I didn't care for that much, and some story arcs can drag for way too long, but there are characters that have no such caveats, the adults. I'd say every single adult in this series is a great character, and I want to highlight Rintaro's mom, who is a strong contender for the best mom competition. Everything with her feels real and touching, and seeing her happy that Rintaro is gradually opening up to others makes me feel giddy inside. It's a good thing they run a cake shop, because this manga is so sweet. Watching Rintaro's parents casually just talk with each other is a great highlight, and something that rarely gets focused on. Another plus is that they actually do look middle-aged, with wear and wrinkles in their faces. You'd be surprised how many manga and anime just skip that part and have their faces be silky smooth. One of the other strengths of this particular manga is that since the romance is the focus and can be built upon gradually, we can focus on other characters and their own struggles and growth. It's not unusual for this manga to take a break from our main couple to focus few chapters on one of our supporting cast. I'd say every focused chapter on a supporting character has been a delight at this point. And I want to highlight both Subaru and Saku, who have been the most focused friends of Rintaro and Kaoru, and their arcs are handled well. I also ship those two. Side ships are great when the main couple is set, and this is another hidden plus for stories to have their main couple hook up early, so we can also focus on our side characters. Oh yeah, I should also mention that another plus is that there is no will they, won't they aspect to this manga concerning our main couple. They're established early and they stay that way. No love triangles here, thank God. I guess that's why I'm more forgiving than usual. The story can move in much slower pace, and there can be multiple chapters of slice of life without anything moving forward, and sometimes that's all you need. I've left out a lot, deliberately so, since sometimes I don't need to tell you. I could talk a bit about the art, how it keeps improving, but you have eyes. You can see that for yourself when you read the first 10 or so chapters and keep noticing the small jumps in quality. I also left out a criticism that I had before I reread the story, but after reading it again, I don't have any issues with it. If you want to know, it's this moment. I've cropped the details, but I must say that it was more effective for me second time through. So why 100 chapters? Well, let's say something special happens at 100 chapters, if nothing else. That made it all worth it. The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity is licensed by Kodansha, so go read it there, if you can. Or buy the volumes if you can find any. The series is rather popular, so if I were a betting man, I'd say we might get hints of an anime adaptation in few years. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you next time.